In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to become a master of WavTool's chain editor. Let's start by talking about the different things that can appear inside of the chain editor. These colored rectangles are called portals, and they pass signal into and out of the track. This track MIDI portal receives all the notes that we've scheduled with MIDI clips on the track. This master bus portal sends audio to the master bus where different track audio is summed together so that we can hear it. In between these two portals are the devices that make up the signal chain for this track. The wavetable synth takes MIDI in and produces audio out, which then goes to the channel strip, which corresponds to these controls up here. And finally, that signal goes out to the master bus. Let's say we wanted to add some sidechain compression to this track. If I click on this blue line here, a context menu will appear and I can select the compressor under the dynamics section in this menu. If I now right-click on detector, I can add a stereo portal from the other track, from MIDI 2. This creates a stereo portal on my track here, feeding the detector, and if we look over at MIDI 2, we can see that a stereo portal has been created here as well, and it's been routed automatically into the channel strip. Now if I wanted this to come from a different point in the chain, what I can do is just drag it over a little bit and draw a line from the point that I actually want to feed MIDI 2 into MIDI 2 to replace that connection. Okay, let's take another look at our original wavetable synth channel and take a listen to what our project sounds like right now. I'll make the sidechaining more obvious by bringing threshold down. Cool. I want to show you one of the things that WavTool's chain editor can do that makes it particularly special. I'm going to drag the master bus over a little ways here and right-click to add an amplitude splitter. This is an example of a kind of effect that is really unique to WavTool. This is an effect with multiple outputs. I can use amplitude splitter to separate loud frequencies from quiet frequencies, and the sound is quite interesting. Let's take a listen. As I move the threshold knob, we're choosing what the boundary between loud and quiet is. And if we wanted to, we could even automate this parameter. I can do that either by right-clicking and adding an automation track, then option-clicking to add automation points in the timeline here, or if I didn't want to do this manually, but rather have something automatically turn this knob for me, I can go Show Extra Connections under this drop-down menu, and then add a LFO device with the sine wave output feeding threshold. And now you can see the threshold knob is moving automatically based on the output of this LFO. If we wanted to modify the range that it's covering, I could click on this line, add a math node, and use this to constrain the minimum and maximum values set by this LFO. So now we have a much more tightly constrained value for the threshold control. Anyway, I hope this has been useful, and I hope this gets you up and running quickly with WavTool's chain editor. We're always happy to answer any questions that you have in the Discord, but until then, have a great time, and I'll see you again soon. Adios.